Hi, this is Ryan with Honey Dashboard, and in this video I want to go over the sales proposal. Now, if you've followed along, you saw that we created the initial proposal from that form in the last video, but I want to show you that there's actually another option. So I'm going to back up just a step, and I'm going to go to another job that I created specifically for this, and I want to show you that under the Create Initial Proposal, there's also these templates. So you can actually, in a one-step process, basically two-step process. We could do a pool only, pool and screen, pool spa and screen, outdoor the kitchen, or just create a blank proposal for like maybe landscaping or something like that. These are really simple options. Again, the sales manager has the ability to create those templates and put in them exactly the parts and pieces that he wants, he or she, and build these out. And you can build as many templates as you want. This is just the 5 that come pre-populated in Honey. You can always edit them, and I'll show you where that's at. Under Actions, you can actually go to your proposal templates and edit those. So this has a list of everything that is in that template, whether it's the pool and screen, pool spa and screen. So again, these are those pieces. You can delete the template if you decide it's something you don't want, add a new one and just start filling it in, add products to that template. But anyway, once you choose one of those, it'll do something very similar to what we did in the Create Initial Proposal video, but it does it based on that template and just gives you basics that you can start filling in. So if you just like to have the pieces, parts, and start adding all the numbers, and if you prefer to operate that way, it's set up so you can actually do it that way as well. But I'm going to show you this sales proposal. And so we went under Actions. We can view the proposal. That option is only actually available once you have a proposal created. Otherwise, it will tell you that there's no proposal created and that you need to do that. So in the last video, we had talked about the margin overrides. And so those obviously are still here. Any other discounts. If you change any of these numbers, you'll want to update the pricing so that it is reflected in your proposal. But I want to go through, well, let's just show you this really quick. So the proposal items themselves, this is everything we chose. We decided we needed a tree barricade. Didn't know how long it was going to be, but we decided we needed one. And looks like it's a minimum of 100 feet. Anyway, you have your basic pool package, the shuttle dig that we chose, the 5 feet of additional bench, the automation, all that good stuff. So everything that we chose, all those options that we went through, it went and figured out exactly what we needed. We said we needed 100 feet of coping. We said we needed 95 feet of tile. There are 350 feet of the interior finish. And as it just so happens, it says right here that there's a 350 feet minimum. Now, this is a description that comes into the products, and we'll go over the products in another video and show you exactly where those are at, and how to add and update and change and all that kind of stuff. And as you scroll down, you can see everything that we made choices of in that video are all listed in here. And if we were happy, we could go ahead and create a actual PDF that we could send off to the customer from this. We have options, but anyway, we also can go in and we can edit these. So if we find that, like for example, under the tile, it just says standard coping selection needed. This isn't actually a color, it's not actually a choice, but it's a good base price to give the customer an idea of what it's going to cost. And you can just say, look, currently with everything we've chosen so far, here's the price we're at. If we had had a discount, that would show up right here, by the way. But it's something that you can actually show the customer and walk through with them at your design meeting and say, okay, here's the design I'm showing you. Here's what it costs so far. If we make any revisions, of course, it'll change this cost. And you can change all these things on the fly. You can change the footage. You can actually, the quantity, I'm sorry, you can change the linear feet or whatever it may be, the quantity of that. You just change that right here. If you want to adjust the actual prices, you can do that here. However, this shows all of the margins and everything, And so you probably don't want to show this to your customer. You do have the option also to change which section or group this product is listed. Maybe you put it under sanitation and went, oh wait, that's not actually where that belongs. I want it under something else. So you have the option to move it. You have your section, like this is a pool section, and your group, which is automation and sanitizer. So you can have many groups within one pool section. If we had a spa, we'd have the same thing. The screen, child safety, deck, these are all main sections. It's a clean way of breaking it apart, so it's really easy for the customer to see what the options that they've chosen. It's an easy way to explain it to the customer as well. So we're going to go out of this, and then I just want to show you a few other pieces, parts in the sales proposal. We have the ability to create revisions. If we wanted to make a duplicate of this and then make major modifications, something that, the customer's like, well, what happens, how much more would it cost to add a spa? That would be a great idea, a great time to make a revision, which will duplicate the existing proposal and give you another one you can then play with and add a spa into without losing everything that you've chosen so far. So you're not having to go back and remember, what did I add? What do I need to take away? Those proposal groups are actually customizable. So if automation and sanitizer is exactly the right name, or just sanitizer that you would rather have, you have those as an option. It's customizable for each sales proposal. So there's a master list, and then each proposal gets its own list that you can then add a new group to. So you can have something specific for this proposal. Say that you want to have landscape bed 1, bed 2, bed 3, and break them apart in groups so that it's easy to remember what flowers or options went with which. Maybe waterfall 1 and 2, something like that. You can create those custom groups and put them in there. And then we have the contract setup itself. Now, on the contract, you want to be able to add a cover photo. Maybe you want a photo from your pool itself. That would be the ideal thing, would be to pick something that is probably in existence, but you can grab any photo. You can take a picture of something from your job and put it in, but you can put anything you want in here. I mean, it doesn't really matter what the photo is. Ideally, it would be a photo of the pool, maybe one of the main photos from your pool studios or something like that you're using. And then you have a section for the contract and addenda. It's automatically set up for proposal only, which doesn't go into all legalese. It basically is a shortened version of the proposal, something to show the customer so that you have something legal just in the event that they say, yeah, let's move forward. Or you can also choose a standard contract. Again, both of these things are editable. There's a section on the admin page, which we can look at, that you can go through and put exactly what your contract is, what your proposal, what you want it to say. You just make those choices and put them in there. And then in this section, we also have all of these contract addenda. So an access authorization. This is one of those things you can add in the event that the customer needs to, or you want to make sure that this is all covered. So it's like, we're not responsible for this, we are responsible for that. And you just check off the appropriate spot on this and then fill it in. Then this will get added onto the contract, and as you create it, and you can send this with it to the customer, and it just denotes who's responsible for what. But there could be all sorts of things in here. And again, these are pre-populated into the system, but you can add or modify any of these, get rid of them if something is absolutely never a truth, never needed, or if you need to just add more. That's, again, it's real easy to do. And then they come into this list, and you have the option to add them to any given contract. So if you need something specialized, it's a good place to do it. Again, it's in the admin page, so we can go over that at another point. But for now, we're going to go ahead and create this initial proposal. And it takes a moment. It's actually got quite a few pieces it needs to pull together. It needs to pull not only your cover image and the addenda, but it has to grab all the proposal items that we have in there. And it's going to make that and then bring it in here, and we're going to pull it up. So let me pull this into view. And this gives your company logo. And again, that's set in the admin page, so it'll be custom for every company. Here's that picture. So again, if you had a picture of the pool, it would show up here. This gives the name of the proposal, who it is for, who it was prepared by. So this is for me at this point. We have some basic pieces that we walk through and just kind of explain things to the customer. And then this goes through and actually shows pieces, parts with images of what it is we're proposing. So the customer can see, okay, here's what this section is going to cost me. Here's how much the pool is, for example. And the pieces, parts that I want them to see. The shuttle dig, the job location, the additional lineal feet of the bench, that's the automation. So we have the IntelliConnect. We show the heater and the pieces that we want for that. Now, there's a lot of other pieces that are actually in the software. In the proposal itself, it's figured in. It just doesn't show up on the proposal if we don't want it to. You get to make the choice as to what you want in there, what you don't, and then they show up or not, depending upon what it is you got for the section. You show the interior. So anyway, this is all the pieces, parts, and then we're going to show really quick kind of the end. You can see that there is a price summary. Let me get that on the right page here. And it's a breakdown of all the sections, so they can see exactly what they're paying for each one. And they, gives them kind of a heads up. So every section that you have included, except for the optional ones, if there was things in the optional ones, this always comes up 0 because it's optional. It's not an actual price. And then we add in just basic the contract addenda and some basic proposal pieces, parts. Let me get down to that. So then we have proposal terms. And these are basic ones. This just gives an idea of what the proposal, the customer can expect. And the payment schedule, again, I didn't actually add anything to the payment schedule. I'll show you how to do that. And then, but this gives a pieces, parts on, a breakdown of the contract. And if there was all the legalese, if we'd done the full contract, there would have been a whole big contract section in there. I'm going to close that. And then I just wanted to quickly show you on those payments. Right now, there's all these payments sit in there. And they've got funny percentages. So that's going to mess things up. I'll correct that momentarily. Okay. Oops. So we know that this is what the pool sold for, and I can update those amounts. Now, this was a basic set of there we go. So this was a basic set of payments. We can actually create those, and there's a way to do that that makes it automated for you. If they were not already set, you could create those. But this is how you update them, and then they get populated into that contract. And that is a sales proposal.